Hi, and welcome to Chamber Chat. I'm Danielle McFadden, president of the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce, and this Inside Lowell podcast is coming to you from the Wellpoint Studios. Wellpoint, the only health plan offering healthcare benefits exclusively to Massachusetts GIC members. At Wellpoint, your whole health is their whole point. I am so excited to have our guests with us today. This is our nonprofit, our monthly now feature with nonprofit Greater Lowell, nonprofit of Greater Lowell. Nonprofit Alliance of Greater Lowell.
Right.
Can we all agree with that? Nonprofit
Yep.
Alliance? Okay, all
Yep.
right. NPA.
Yeah, NPA.
That shouldn't have been that hard for me. But here we are. And I have Lisa Ansara and Larry Wilson from the Lowell Youth Leadership Program.
Yeah.
How are you?
We're good.
Awesome, I guess.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
I can't believe I got you guys. You're like leading up to a very busy time.
It's very busy.
At the
but we
program.
wanted to make time, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. We always love to talk about our program.
You
so.
do.
And,
Yeah.
and anytime we can address the city to educate them more just on our program and what we're doing and how we're connecting with other nonprofits around the city of Lowell, it's always a great thing. So we're excited to be here.
Yeah.
Well, I love what you're doing. Can we talk a little bit about the history of the program? Because not everybody knows this. And I find it fascinating how...
I'm going to turn that one
You've
to
grown.
Larry because he is part of the history. Or he is the history.
I have no problem with addressing that. So the Lowell Youth Leadership Program kind of organization started from a previous program that was called NYSP, which is National Youth Sports Program. I was a part of that with a couple of other individuals, including my best friend. And that program was really like inspiring and like just, I would say, overall informational for us. It was like transcending. From there, we met Ed Scotland, who was the executive program director at the time. It was a nationally known program. We worked through the program, and unfortunately, the funding ended up getting cutted when we were, I believe, during college standpoint. At that time, we started talking more and more, me and my best friend Sam, about how good would it be to start something new in the city of Lowell, because obviously Lowell needs more resources. It's a great city. It's very beautiful. We're great people, but it just needed more resources. At that time, we started to talk more to Ed, and then Ed kind of formulated us reaching out to Lisa and Jim. And it was really organic the way that the whole team actually came together, because it just was an idea. And from an idea, we all kind of just came together, really started to talk about it. We had our first initial meetings at Lisa's house by the pool.
Oh my God, I did not know that part of the history.
Yeah.
Just
Cook
kind of
out
hanging
by the
out.
pool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then from there, it really transformed into our board of directors, and then to us putting together kind of, I would say, our events, and then reaching out to everybody that we knew, including the public in the city of Lowell, to try to, get some money together to start funding and start this organization. And from there, we started, 4 years ago with 125 kids?
2022, we had 120 kids, and we ran the camp for 2 weeks. Free summer camp. We got the word out through just social media mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just going around and talking about it. And we had a GoFundMe to fund that first camp.
It's incredible.
And we went from there. But I have to say, we couldn't do it without Greater Lowell Technical High School.
Absolutely.
We contacted them with our idea, and Jill Davis, who's the superintendent
That's
over
amazing.
there, was like, absolutely, whatever you need. So they donate whatever we need, all our space, the pool, the fields, the classrooms. So shout out to Greater Lowell Tech and to Jill Davis, because we couldn't do it without them.
So you mentioned the pool. I know that was like a very important piece of it. Like you really wanted to have a pool. What are some of the activities that you offer for?
So this year we have 30 plus activities in 4 weeks. So every day
Wow.
the kids get swim lessons. So every kid gets to get into the pool every day. So we really believed in, and Larry, when they had the camp at NYSP, it was at UMass Lowell, and they had a pool at the time. So you swim every day, right?
Every single day. And it was mandatory
great.
because still one of the leading causes of death from kids from the ages of 10 to 16 are young individuals drowning. So teaching kids how to swim from all aspects is always an important thing for us. Not only do we offer that, we offer basketball. We have UMass Lowell basketball team come in and teach basketball.
Oh, fun.
Oh, the kids
Yeah,
love
they
it.
love
bet,
yeah.
basketball. We have volleyball. We have civic engagement. We have financial literacy taught by JDCU. Civic engagement is being done by Eric.
Yeah,
Eric
Lisa and I
did
were
this
talking
year.
about that off here.
Yeah.
I am so excited about the civic engagement piece of this.
This is something that we decided new. And one
Yeah.
of the reasons was, Lowell's having an election this year, as you know.
Yeah.
And we were concerned about, the lack of civic engagement and people voting. And so our kids are 10 to 16 years old, and our junior counselors are 17, 18, 19, and they're going to get to vote. And so we thought, let's teach the importance of civic engagement. So not just teaching it, we're actually going to run an election this year at the camp and have each group choose their group leader. And then the groups will, the younger groups are 10 to 13, and they'll pick one leader from the groups.
Yeah.
And then 14, 15, 16 will pick another leader, and they'll be working with us on the board later on to help develop.
Oh,
more of the camp.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
so great.
Yeah.
The thing that makes our program really unique that I don't think a lot of individuals really truly know is that everyone grows through the LYLP program. Not only the campers, the JCs as they transfer, and then the counselors also, the instructors, and then even including everybody in the board, right? I would say even our board of directors is a working board, but it's also a growing board. And having that experience is what it's all about. We want to build better community leaders, and we're trying to do that real time here in the city of Lowell.
That's incredible. And you have some campers that have been with you since the beginning, right?
Yeah. So this year, what's really exciting is we have 2 counselors who were junior counselors, and before that they were campers.
That's amazing.
And we have, I think, half of our, or maybe more than half of our junior counselors that we're hiring this year through Mass Hire. Thank you, Mass
Yes,
Hire.
that's a great program too.
We're former campers.
Excellent.
So we're all growing through the program, as Larry said, and we are too. I mean, for me, watching the growth of Larry and Sam and Andy and Sochenda and all the people who helped start the program, growing through developing a nonprofit, it's really awesome.
And we couldn't do that without our advisory committee and the Lisa, the Jims, the Barbaras, the Helens. Who am I missing? Ed. Well, I stated Ed earlier.
Yeah.
So it's really a family-oriented group, and we all really work really, really well together. And it's a working board, so not one person has one individual task to do. We all put a hand in, or somebody does what they specialize in, and it just makes it easy for us. And I didn't want to forget about Don either.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
Yeah, Don Dooley runs all of our IT stuff. So he runs our website, our CRM system, getting us licensed as an official camp. He's handled all of that.
Great.
So
I mean, what you've put together is magic, really. I mean, to have a board where everybody sinks their teeth in, is a working board, works hard, is passionate, works together, great. I mean, that is not common.
No, it's not common. I've been on nonprofit boards before, and people just sometimes join just to get their name on their resume or whatever.
Yep.
But we're there, and almost all the board members, 3 or 4 of our board members are teachers, so they're at the camp every day. I'm at the camp every day. Larry leaves work to come to the camp. Oh, don't say that too loud.
No, it's okay. No, they know.
They know.
We're good.
But he's at the camp all the time, and so we're there.
Yeah.
Which is great, and we love it.
And the other amazing thing about that is that the board wants to be there, right? Because they want to be there every single day to see real time, not only just to help and to make sure that things are working the way that they should, is also just to help and really see the transformation from the kids. And that's what it's really all about. It's always been about, making sure that these young individuals can grow and that they're in a safe space where they can prosper. Yeah. And that's what we're trying to build, is an organic space to keep the DNA of the young individuals who grow through our camp to come back and work for us. And then later on, get them into a bridge program where they can go into these neighboring schools, right? And then come back and work with their community. And then also work with other nonprofit organizations. So it's just been an amazing ride. And without the community, thank you to Lowell. I'm originally born and raised from Lowell. Love Lowell. So thank you guys for all the support and everybody around who's helped us. It's really been a gratifying thing, not only for the board of directors, but for the camp and the young individuals who get to see where all the hard work goes. So, and it's really their camp.
4 years ago, you had 120 campers and you were a 2-week program.
Right.
Where are you now?
We have 180 3 campers. We're supposed to have 180, but we have 183 campers for 4 weeks, and we have about 30 kids on our wait list right now.
Wow.
So that's the hard part because, you know, we can't let everybody in the way our schedule runs and making sure that every kid gets to swim every day. So unless we, you know, extend the length of the camp, which we're not ready to do yet, we want to perfect what we have. And then we'll talk about expanding.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's really about
the summer.
because for me as being the president of the the board, I'm always trying to say, oh, we want more and more kids because right at all times, right?
Yeah.
Larry, we'd have 400
And you're like,
kids
as
right
the
now.
executive director of the board,
My board always welcomes it, but they challenge me in the aspect of saying, what about the quality of the camp?
Yeah.
And that's what my program director, Andy Lopez, always says.
Yeah.
He says, what about the quality? He says, if we expand the camp, I get it, we service more kids, but now we go from a class size of 15 individuals to a class size of 40. How much of those kids, and him as being an educator, comes back and says, how many of those kids are actually going to have their attention span within that big classroom, that big setting? And that's really what got me to sit in my seat and say, okay, he's right about something.
Yeah.
And he's right about most things.
Andy's right about something.
Yeah. So, no, and really after we talked about it, we said, you know what, we will expand, but it will happen in due process and due time.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're doing, right? We're really
Right.
just trying to raise funding. We're really just trying to make sure that the quality stays there because it's really about, like I said earlier, you're going to hear me say it a million times, it's really about the kids.
Yeah.
And making sure they get what they need.
And one of the things, too, that's amazing is our instructors are all super high quality.
Yes.
So, you know, UMass Lowell men's varsity basketball team coming in to teach basketball. Ken Hughes, who was a golf champ for Lowell and a golf pro at Vesper, comes and teaches golf. And he taught Larry golf back
was
at
a camper.
NYSP.
Oh my
so
gosh.
he's still with
Wow.
us.
Phil Maya.
Phil
comes-
Maya
yeah,
comes
yeah.
in and does track and field.
He was my
And
coach too in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't
so
think
with
about this, sorry.
sports, I mean, we have high quality, but then our classroom instruction, you know, we have, this year we have somebody new and I'm so excited. We usually have somebody come from UTEC to do conflict resolution and violence prevention. And we have a new guy, his name's Angel, and he's coming in to teach that class and we're really excited about that.
Excellent.
We have a UMass Lowell professor teaching STEM. Just, you know, it's really high quality at no cost. And that was what we really want. You know, we have to keep it no cost for the kids. So and we'll have to start talking about our lunch program because
Yeah. I was
Talk
want to mention
about-
lunch and then how other people in the community can help.
Yeah, I didn't want to forget about, we also offer dance. We've been doing dance for
Yeah.
Oh,
3 years
great.
now. And that's a super great program that we also offer. I think
Carolyn McCarthy
Carolyn
is
McCarthy.
an
Oh, yeah,
amazing
yeah.
dance instructor.
Yeah.
And she teaches our kids, 10 to 16 years old, boys and girls, contemporary
Oh,
dance.
how fun.
And the end of her 3 days at the camp, they're doing this incredible dance.
It
It's
is.
amazing.
Wow.
We have a
pretty-
beautiful dance video that's on our website that the kids created last year.
Please go visit our website,
Yeah.
LYLP.org,
Yeah.
We'll
Had to
include
put
that
that
too
in.
when we
Had to put that
in the
Yeah.
caption when
and
we
our
post it.
Instagram.
So there were two other things I want to touch upon: the lunch program. So
Yeah.
let's
Yes.
do that.
So kids come in at 7 o'clock in the morning. We have free breakfast provided by the Merrimack Valley Food Bank. Big shout out to them too. And then we serve a hot lunch every day. So free breakfast, free lunch. Youth Build Culinary under Anna Jabbar is an amazing addition to our program.
Can't get any better than that.
No,
She's
they
awesome.
do 6 hot lunches and an end of the year cookout for us. So last day we have a big huge cookout that they sponsor, and then we have local restaurants come in and they donate for the 220 people because
Wow.
we serve our 180 campers, our counselors and our junior counselors, our lifeguards all get to eat lunch. So we have restaurants like Simply Kamai
Yep.
comes out the first week. Shout out to Project Compass, another nonprofit who
They're amazing.
creates and serves lunch for us. My brother's restaurant, Tresca,
Tresca.
in the north end
Awesome.
of Boston. We get
These kids are getting
Yeah.
fed well. My
yeah.
gosh.
It's unbelievable.
I might try to get on the wait list
I know.
and like pose as a kid.
Benny's
It's
Backyard
incredible.
Barbecue.
Yep, Benny's Backyard,
Who else?
Yeah,
There's been a couple of others. I don't want to leave anybody out.
Chick-fil-A,
Chick-fil-A.
which is a highlight for the kids.
Oh, yeah.
obviously.
Ramen Bar. Did the sandwiches
Yeah,
last
Panella.
year.
We've had Panella
Panella,
last
yep.
year.
Wow.
Yeah.
You name it.
Are you still looking
Was
for
it Drake
folks?
House? Was it the pizza
Lindsay's,
place?
Drake at House of Pizza.
Oh,
Drake
yeah,
House of
they're
Pizza?
great.
Lindsay?
Brings 60 hot pizzas. I don't know how they do it, but they keep their pizza hot.
Absolutely.
60 hot pizzas
Oh my
get
gosh.
delivered to the camp. So,
The ice cream place.
oh yes, Dylan and Pete
Dylan and
ice
Pete.
cream.
Oh, yeah.
brings the ice cream truck our last day, so it's really festive. And
so
this year we're
fun.
having a photo booth. Ooh, campers don't listen, but we're having a photo booth our last day too. So
Oh, that's
something
going to be
fun.
amazing.
Yeah.
How fun.
We're
So-
very well supported by the community.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
and
I mean, you're doing great work.
And we appreciate that. And to all the restaurants that continue to donate to us and help all the kids in our organization, it goes a very, very long way.
Yeah, Lindsay's is another one. They donated last year. So.
Do you still need restaurants?
I think we have 3 days right now that we're still looking
Okay.
for.
All right.
We just got Lassa. I don't know if you've ever
yeah,
heard. Lowell Serval.
Yes,
They
yeah.
served breakfast for us last year,
Oh,
so they're
great.
coming back and serving breakfast.
Excellent.
So that's really exciting.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We love to get involved with the other nonprofits.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell Merrimack Valley Food Bank, Project
Yeah.
Compass. I mean, everybody likes to work. That's why it's the Nonprofit Alliance of Greater Lowell. I got it right this
That's
time,
right.
and everybody
That's
works so
right.
nicely together.
And one of the things we have to talk about is our new collaboration with Girls Inc.
yes.
So we got funding from CDBG. I will
You
get that
nailed
right.
it. I'm
You
so
got it,
proud
you
of
got
you.
it.
You're
Just
doing
gonna
way
be
better
real.
than I am today.
CDBG. We got funding from them to do an after camp program and to work with Girls Inc. So at 1:00, if our campers choose, we will bus them over to the Collegiate Charter School where Girls Inc. is holding their programming, and they can stay for the rest of the day. And they can sign up for the rest of the summer and into the school year, which is really
wow.
exciting. So some of our older campers will actually get stipends once they're in the fall program to work with some of the younger campers
how
as a
fun.
mentor. So
Great.
this was new for us this year, and working with BOPA and everybody over at Girls Inc. has just been really awesome, fun.
As a board, and thank you for that, Lisa. As a board, one of our major initiatives from last year and this year from our yearly meeting that we have at the end of the year was about us connecting with other nonprofit organizations to ensure that our kids always had resources throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
Right? Because
so
our
important.
our program is really a summer program, and watch my words when I say summer program or summer camp. That's a tricky subject. But going back to that, we wanted to ensure that we knew our program was only going to be 4 weeks, but what are the kids going to do for the next, 365 days? It's like they're going to need other resources that they can connect with and other people that they can relate with. So we've been collaborating with like the Girls Inc.
Great.
Of the organization.
And we try to do things with them throughout the year. So the Pirates give us tickets.
Oh, great.
UMass Lowell basketball gives us tickets. So we have like hockey, the fleet
women's-
hockey
yeah.
team.
Awesome.
So we, give it out to the campers and their families.
Yep.
Can come out for a night.
great.
Yeah, and then last year we ran what we called a reconnect, and we had about 40 campers show up on a cold day in February, a Saturday, for a full day, like a mini camp.
Oh,
we
how
held a mini
fun.
camp.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you say, your 4-week program, you work year round.
We work year round.
Yes,
You
definitely.
really do.
We do.
Yeah.
And I forgot
And
to bring up the MCC thing.
oh yeah, we have to talk about Middlesex Community College has been phenomenal.
We love you, Phil.
And so
Yeah, he is.
when the camp ends, Andy Lopez, our program director, works with all the junior counselors for a full week at Middlesex teaching a leadership class, and they get a college credit for that. So kind of a start, just to get boost into going into college and let them know that college is possible and it's
That's
available.
amazing.
It is.
And getting them on campus too.
Getting them on
Yeah,
campus.
that's great. Oh.
Right.
That's awesome.
And speaking of getting them on campus, we started this last year. It's a career day.
Oh,
And
great.
our career day is for our older campers, and we gave them options on what they got to do for a career. So we had, and this year we're repeating, kids going to the State House to present an issue to our local representatives.
Yep.
And so they'll be there on career day. They can also choose between going to Middlesex Community College, where they're going to get to go to the nursing lab, brand new nursing lab. We're excited
beautiful,
about that.
by the way.
And then it's going to move over to the robotics lab at UMass Lowell. So kind of simulating maybe what they can do. Start off at Middlesex, then go to UMass Lowell. So thank you for Chancellor Chen for that too. And they're going to BAE systems for engineering.
Awesome.
So that's something
Wow.
new this year. We have a theater. Oh, Emerson College for communications. That's a new one for us this year. So it's 1 day field trip for our older campers to get to see what's out there for our career.
Oh, you guys are making me tired just thinking of all the things that you're doing.
We're just really trying to give them again resources,
Yeah,
And
that's
access.
and access, right?
Yeah.
That's one of our main objectives and initiatives. And if kids get to have access and resources, they're more likely to be, better kids and better community leaders. So,
Future Larrys.
yeah.
Future
yeah,
Larry.
yeah.
That's right.
I want them to be better than me, right? And that's kind of a symbol.
Yeah,
Our symbol is the infinity symbol, but it also has two individuals we call two heads and two faces. One would be the younger individual who was me at NYSP, and then the top one would be like Lisa, who's currently serving on the board. And what we want that young individual to do is hopefully one day stay involved in the program and grow through the DNA of the program and all the experiences that they have, and then look to resources or advisors to get to the top, and then also give that back to the community when there's other young kids who come in. So
Really incredible.
yeah.
The other thing that they get to hear too every morning is an inspirational speaker from our community. And so we have Phil Sisson and Julie Chen come out. Hannah Howard comes out every year. A couple of the city councilors, the mayor. This year we have Sopan Smith from E for All and couple of other people. I'm trying to remember who we have this year, but it's awesome. It's a great way to start the day. And then kids get to talk to them. Oh, we have the, what do we call him? The head of the Department of Education.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Wow.
He's coming out as well. So Tutwiler, he's coming out as well.
He was there last year.
He
too,
was
right?
there last year. Everybody thought he was Shaq.
Yeah.
He comes out.
I remember you saying that.
Everybody, all the kids
That is
ran up to him. They thought he
hilarious.
was Shaq. And so
my
he was
gosh.
posing for pictures
Yeah.
with them. He was being a really good sport. But he's coming back, so that's exciting.
Oh, that's
So
great.
it's a great way to start the day and give the kids, again, access
Yeah.
to leaders in our community and get to hear their stories.
Amazing. And
Familiar
from
faces.
different like industries and career paths
That's what
and
we said.
backgrounds.
We said familiar faces that are relatable.
Yeah.
Right. So that goes a
Sam.
very long way. And my best friend Sam, he'll be speaking. He's an educator at Lowell High School. He's been there
Great.
over 15 years in their math department. So, and he's not much of a public speaker, but it'll be good to get him out.
Yeah, and actually one of our campers, a camper, JC, counselor, she's going to be speaking too. And she
great.
spoke at our open house, and she was phenomenal.
was
So
very
we're
good.
excited
Oh,
to
that's
have
awesome.
her speak to the campers.
Maybe next year you'll have your leaders that were chosen in this year's election.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
right.
And I would love to get one of our campers up here or a group of them
we
to speak
would-
about their experience.
Yeah, we would
Because
love
that's
that.
really going to sell it to the public and let them know truly what we do.
Yeah, that
Right?
would be
I mean, Lisa can
that'd
tell you
be
guys
great.
a bunch of stuff that we have set up and how we
Yeah.
go about it. But unless the individual who's having the real world experience comes
Right.
and tells you
Right.
their experience, then you hear it from the horse's
Yeah,
mouth.
no, that'd
We
be
have,
great.
we have an 80% return rate.
Which is
So-
incredible.
That's
And that's including the kids who age out, right?
Yeah.
So take that out of there. And
Yeah.
we still have 80% who come back to the camp.
yeah. That's
So
And then we
That
always
says
welcome,
something.
if you're bringing a family member and they apply same time you do, they're automatically accepted.
yeah.
yeah.
So now your mother gets to choose, or your parents can send both of you.
Yeah,
to the camp,
that's huge
which
for
has been-
families.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
If people in the community are listening, watching, and they want to get involved, they want to help, how can they do so?
You want me to do that one?
You can do that one.
So first visit us at LYLP.org, right? That's the first and foremost thing. Read about our organization, email us, text
Watch our
us.
video.
Yep, watch our video so you know more about what we do. Obviously, this interview covers a lot of things, but there's more in-depth things on our website. And then you can always, like I said, if you email us, we can give you any other information or answer any questions that you may have. We're still looking for open volunteers.
Yes, there's
to
a
come
link
in.
on our
Yep.
website
Oh,
to
great.
volunteer. So you
To
can
serve lunches.
pick a day. You can come
Great.
serve breakfast, come serve lunch, help in the classroom, help with the sport.
Oh, excellent. I
So,
just
yeah.
had a group reach out to me to see if there were volunteer opportunities. So I'm
Ah,
gonna
well,
send
there you
them
go.
And then those are two options. And then also, right, the business doesn't run itself off of nothing. So we do have public funders. So if you feel free to, drop a donation if you'd like,
Great.
it really goes to the kids and really helps out. Or if you want to cover a day for lunch or breakfast, you're more than welcome to
Yeah.
do that also, right? It's really about
Yeah.
just supporting these kids
Yeah.
and making sure that their daily activities and what they go through goes without a hiccup. And that's what we're all about.
All of our funding goes right back into the camp because most of us are volunteers.
Yep.
I mean, even as executive director, I'm a volunteer. You know, Larry's a volunteer. And so most of us are volunteers. And the way that we run the schedule, most of our instructors are volunteers. So they have to be there 2 days, 3 days.
Yeah.
So it's an easy ask. You know, they're
Yeah.
not there for the full 4 weeks. So all of our money goes into paying counselors, paying for the buses, which has gone up this year. So we provide transportation to and from
Oh,
Greater
wow.
Lowell
You
Tech.
make it so accessible for
And-
everybody.
And then any other events that they go to, like Career Day,
Yeah.
buses will be provided.
Yep.
Right.
And the objective always and always will be, the camp will be free. It's
Right.
always going to remain free.
Mm-hmm.
But we do know as we expand the camp and as it does get bigger with time,
Yeah,
without
yeah.
sacrificing quality, Andy, had to make sure I put that in, is that by the time we get to a 6-week camp, we are going to have to hire a lot more staff.
Yeah.
Because individuals are not going to be able to volunteer their full summer to the camp, which we appreciate that they do
Right.
already.
Right.
But we're not going to be able to do that. So to get
Yeah.
more sustainable.
And the other thing too is that, you know, if we increase the numbers, which we eventually want to do, it's going to be harder for our local restaurants to donate. We don't expect
Yeah.
a local restaurant to donate for 300 people. That's a lot.
Right.
I mean, already, you know, it's amazing how great they are with 220, but to increase that, you know, so we'll definitely need more funding for that as well.
And the last thing, that's probably one of the biggest things when we've been very lucky and we're very blessed with Greater Lowell Tech for their in-kind donation of giving us a facility.
Yeah.
Right.
We did the math, and if we had to pay that, we'd be out of business.
Yeah.
Right. And as we grow bigger, you know, eventually we'll probably grow out of their capacity. We hope we don't,
Yeah.
but one day we will. And that's
Right.
where those donations will go.
Yeah.
So anything that the community can do, Lowell has supported us through the last 3 years to 4 years. We appreciate it. We love you guys. Continue to, you know, do what you do for us. Thank you.
Lowell loves you back.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the love around
Anything that we missed?
I wanted to ask you, one of our board members came up with this question.
Oh my goodness.
And so I wanted to throw
Okay.
this out there.
All right.
You are a vibrant part of our community and very involved with Lowell.
Yep.
And how do you recommend, for what advice would you give our campers who wanted to get involved in the Lowell community? What advice would you give?
Well, I'd say probably from like an older standpoint for some of your older campers and your counselors, it's just like say yes to opportunities. Like when I started getting involved in the community, I just said yes to anything. You want to sit on this board? You want to sit on this committee? You want to volunteer here? Say yes, because the community really values young perspectives and young voices, and they realize that there's a whole new generation of kids that are coming up that are going to be running the city someday and running these nonprofits. So just get involved. And if you're younger, like drag your parents along and say, I want to volunteer. If you like dogs, volunteer at the Lowell Humane Society, do a food drive for the Merrimack Valley Food Bank. Go and introduce yourself to the motivational speakers and the instructors.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
They're there because they care, obviously,
Yeah.
and they want to give back and they
Right.
want to make a difference.
Right.
So take the opportunity. I'm always impressed when you speak somewhere and somebody that's in the audience comes up and says, I just want to introduce myself.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, we did a CEO roundtable with Lowell High School and the Mass Hire Greater Lowell Workforce Board back in March at Middlesex Community College, and this young man comes right up to me, Hendrick, I remember him because he was so awesome. He's like, "Hello, Miss McFadden," and he had already done research about me and knew about me. I was like, that was the most impressive young man, senior in
Yeah,
high
that's
school,
so
and
cool.
just get involved.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And not be afraid. And I love that you said that, because the one I keep talking about this girl, but she's so impressive to me. The one who was a camper, junior counselor, and now she's a counselor who's going to be speaking at the camp.
Yep.
She also applied and is accepted at the Women to Women conference. The week after camp is over, she'll go to Boston. Thank you again to Girls Inc. for that, and spend a week with women and girls from around the world come in for this conference. And so when I approached her and asked her if she'd be interested, and she said yes, she said, I am trying to get out of my comfort zone and say yes to opportunities. And so
Yeah, well, look at
that's the
that.
best part of it.
And she's a future leader for sure. She's already a leader.
Already.
Yeah.
She's showing the rest of the camp how it's kind of done.
Yeah.
Her and Ronan have been awesome.
Yeah.
And we always say that the proof is in the pudding,
Yeah.
right? So with that being said, we're now being asked, and this is something we can openly share, is that we're being approached by other nonprofit organizations on how to spearhead their organizations if they want to start a program like ours in a neighboring city. And that's what the idea was really all about.
Right.
It's really all about, starting something that's very impactful for the kids and making sure that the resources that are there are getting directly into these new community leaders and allowing them to grow, and then taking that same aspect and then bridging it off to another neighboring city that can help out.
Yeah.
And we hope that one day it could be like NYSP, a national program.
Yeah.
Right? That's federally funded, right?
Yeah. I spoke yesterday for a while to the Methuen Youth Community Center.
Yeah.
And they're wondering how we got our program started and what they can do to reach out to their community and how did we do all of that. So that's
a testament to your hard work. Find the right board.
Find the right board.
Yep. That's the first
Yeah.
step.
Yeah.
And our board from 4 years ago till now is the same. And
That speaks volumes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully it will stay that way for a little while.
The last thing I do want to add is, first and foremost, Danielle, thank you for having us.
Oh, this was
Inside
so
Lowell,
fun.
everyone knows the show. It's really good to come up here and tell you guys how we're excited for the summer to kick off, right? 183 kids.
Yeah, 183.
That number will change. But no, it's super exciting to be here and just get our voice out to the city of Lowell. And then I just want to say to my community, really thank you. Like, from the board of directors to the campers to everyone who's part of the organization. We really love everything that you guys done to support us in every way possible. And without your continuous support, we can't be who we are. And that's just an expression of who we are. So thank you.
Yeah.
Lowell is a very special place.
It is.
It is a special
really
place.
is.
People ask me all the time, why don't you move? And I'm like, it's not only that I'm heavily involved in my community, I love the place that I live.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very
totally
diverse,
agree.
people willing to help. Everyone looks like they have a smile on their face for some
Yeah.
point of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You get what you put in.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
and we'll
Yeah.
always do
That's
that.
great
You
advice.
always
Yeah.
get what you put in
Yeah,
there.
that's
Yeah.
So, yeah.
really good, Larry. That was good then.
Just trying to get my
All right.
perspective.
I wish we could get up and give a big hug right now, but thank you both for being here, and definitely come back on with some campers. We would love that.
We
that
will.
would be great.
And I was going to say, don't forget LYLP.org. Follow us on Instagram and on Facebook.
Yep.
We're going to have some huge
TikTok.
raffles going out for our support base. So if you really like a lot of our pictures and you like and share and add a friend, we're going to be raffling off prizes throughout the weeks of our camp. So that's a huge, exciting thing that we're going to do. There'll be some newsletters that will go out during camp. We're going to have huge things on social media. I wanted to make sure because we're growing our social media aspect.
Right.
And
You're like,
I'm like, wait, I'm writing a newsletter?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Add it to the list.
Yeah, but we have a lot of great things that are happening this year. We're super excited for 2025, and we want all of our campers and their families to be excited.
And we
too.
want you to come visit.
yes,
Absolutely.
I
Come visit the
definitely.
camp this
Yes,
year.
yes, I
Yeah.
would love
It
to.
should be exciting.
Definitely.
You want to add one more thing? Did you want to add something?
I wanted to invite Danielle.
Oh,
okay,
I'm
okay.
there. Yes, no, I
Yeah.
would love to. That
Yeah,
sounds
it'd be
amazing.
great.
Great. Well, thank you both so much.
Of course.
Thank you so much
having
for
us.
having us.
And thank you all for tuning into a nonprofit alliance of Greater Lowell Chamber Chat. We'll be back again soon. Thank you.